And
Here, Statue of Liberty.
they raised the money. They built the statue in its entirety in France, then took it apart into little pieces, little crates, shipped it over here. Then we realized we had to pay for the base. Our government finally decided to accept the gift and said, oh, we'll give you this island. This was just a little island with a little port built for the War of 1812 we never used. The port's still there. That's the base of the base. That star shape is 4 wood. But we're not putting another dime in this project. Well, the people of America, they like the idea, so they raised the money, and the base, designed by Richard Morris Hunt, got done. The whole thing, statue and base, opens up in 1886. It is properly entitled Liberty Enlightening the World, as personification of the ideal of American liberty as a goddess, standing forth, radiating out to the whole world, the 7 spikes in her crown, shining out to the 7 seas and 7 continents. She looks like she's looking at that bridge off to the left. Now, the Verrazano Narrows Bridge was not there till 1964, but the thing is, beyond the bridge is the Atlantic Ocean. Beyond the ocean is Europe, the old world. She is showing them what the new world has achieved with this ideal of liberty. That's what the statue means. That's what the artist intended. Now, it has another meaning, but one that many others did not perceive at first, although one person figured out early on. In 1883, they're doing a fundraiser for the base, and they contact a local woman, a writer named Emma Lazarus, and ask her to contribute a poem to the fundraising effort. Now, Emma Lazarus was of an interesting background. She was an old family that could trace its ancestry back to the Dutch colony of New Amsterdam. Now, she was not Dutch. Most people who lived in New Amsterdam were not Dutch. She was Jewish, and in fact descended from the first Jewish settlers of what became the United States. These were Sephardic Jews known as the Recife Jews. They were part of a failed attempt by the Dutch to set up a colony in Recife, Brazil, saying they were run out of there. They came here as refugees in the 1650s and eventually prospered here. She was quite wealthy, but she never forgot her roots, and she had great sympathy for these immigrants at a time when others were becoming less sympathetic. She wanted to help them, and she did. She built schools and the like. But she wanted to rebrand the statue as a greeter to these new immigrants, these new Americans. So she wrote a poem for the statue called The New Colossus. It's just a sonnet, just a short 14-line poem. So I'm just going to read it out. Not like the brazen giant of Greek fame with conquering limbs astride from land to land. Here at our sea-washed sunset gate shall stand a mighty woman with a torch, whose flame is the imprisoned lightning, and her name, Mother of Exiles. From her beacon hand glows worldwide welcome. Her mild eyes command the air-bridged harbor that twin cities frame. Keep, ancient lands, your storied pomp, cries she with silent lips. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses, yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed, to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. Now, that poem was well received in 1883 when it was read out, but when the statue opened 3 years later, they wouldn't use the poem and say, hey, this is about liberty. It's got nothing to do with immigrants. Well, 6 years after that, Ellis Island opens up, and no one could ignore that as the boat sailed in to Ellis Island, as they reached the Statue of Liberty on the way, all the immigrants would come on top of the boat and cheer, take digital pictures. Well, they didn't have that then, but it was like this, you know. Oh, got to get off the seats, folks. Nobody on the chairs, please. Ed? Thank you. Now, Emma Lazarus never sold the statue herself. She was off in Europe when it opened in 1886. She got very ill there. She was so ill when she came back in 1887, she could not come to the top of the builders or go to the harbor. She died in 1887. Now, friends of hers took up her causes, and her cause kept arguing her poem was really the best poem for the Statue of Liberty. They finally won the argument in 1803, 20 years after Emma Lazarus wrote the poem, many years after she had died. Her poem, The New Colossus, became and still is the official poem for the Statue of Liberty. Now I'm going to let the statue speak for itself for a few minutes. I'm going to take a little break on the mic here. Now the photos are still for sale. Remember, any unsold photographs, we got to turn those over to the NSA, so you want to intercept those. So very careful with those. The bar is still open in the back. We've been serving. We still got the snack bar open downstairs. And I'll be going about the boat too. If you have any questions on Andy, I'm going to.
You guys want to? Let's say, all right.
Free to ask questions. Other than that,
you want to stand right here? Right here? Okay. Come on, it's getting closer. Alright, 1, 2, 3. One more.
For this, but that was for 3 firefighters lost fighting fires in federal lands in Washington.
You're welcome. Did you get it? Come on. It's really hard. One more. Yeah.